Wow, I've had to make a lot of these videos recently. We're back with another FIFA news roundup. This is becoming a weekly thing. I'm not upset about that at all. It's brilliant. There is so much FIFA 22 news to be getting into. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I'll be linking them probably up here. I don't know if it's on the other side or not, but I'll be linking it in a card so you can check that out, because this one does require you to have some prior knowledge of what's gone on. We've had our first trailer, of course. We're going to be talking about some stuff that was in that. We're going to be expanding on some of the things we were given in that trailer, so give that a watch. I did live stream a reaction to it. I'll be doing the same for the deep dive next week on Wednesday, so more information on that coming later, but let's get straight into the video. Right, so our first bit of news is an answer to a question a lot of people were asking after that initial trailer, and that is about the hypermotion technology, the thing that they say is powered by football. First, people were asking if it's a game engine or not. It's not a game engine, it's a piece of technology apparently that works like with Frostbite. Apparently the game is kind of Frostbite. I don't know what that means. That was from Footzone Central. They're one of the most reliable leakers, so I think it's based on Frostbite, but there's some extra stuff involved. This hypermotion technology, as they're calling it, the powered by football thing, it's only going to be on next-gen consoles. So that is the Xbox Series X, or I think S as well, or the PS5. They are not counting PC as a next-gen console, even though some PCs can run better than these new next-gen PS5s and Xbox Series X's. They're not going to do that because so many PCs can't run it at that kind of level. They're going to say the PC's going to have the same version as the PS4 and the Xbox One. There's going to be a separate version for Switch as well, which is kind of like a legacy edition. They don't really update the Switch that much, apart from the stadiums and the clubs and the teams, stuff like that. They don't really update Switch that much. But the PC version, unfortunately for some of you guys, I know I do have quite a few PC subscribers, is not going to be the next gen version. I think you should have an option on PC where it looks at the specs and you can maybe order the better one. There was a statement actually from EA about this, just going to read it. If you see my eyes drifting over to the side, that's because that's where it is. Our minimum specs were too high and would have left too many PC players unable to play the game. We've therefore chosen to keep PC version of the game with the 4th generation. That's from Aaron McCarty, who officially does actually work for EA Sports. That's an official EA Sports statement. Nothing that's been leaked there. But apart from hypermotion, all new features, so the create a club, whatever they add to foot, whatever they add to like play career and stuff like that, that is all going to be there. That's all going to be in the PS4 version, Xbox One version, PC version of the game. So the full career mode reveal, I'm sure a lot of you will be looking forward to that. That's going to be at the start of August. Apparently the player career mode might be slightly before. That will be maybe in late July, I've heard, but that's coming really soon. Pro clubs will be a bit after that, and then foot tends to be the last thing they do. I think they're going to stick with that thing. They'll do foot last. Volta, there's not too much changes for, so we can skip that. If you're interested in Volta, there's been a little bit of news about it. That was in my stream, but there's not too much involved. So we will talk about what's going to be in career mode first. We've got a little bit of career mode information. Most stuff is foot based, and of course, the title of this video, we're coming in a bit, but some stuff is career mode. So with player customization, there's going to be a lot more stuff you can do, because of course they want to make this player career mode a lot more immersive. So I think when you make your pro, it's going to be kind of like how it works in UFC and in 2K and ones like that. You can do tattoos, you can do a lot more with the boots and stuff like that. There's a lot more stuff you can do with your pro, because in the early scans and stuff, the tattoos of actual players have looked a lot more realistic and stuff like that, but it has been confirmed that's going to be in the player career mode as well. Expect all of this stuff in pro clubs, I'd say. All of this player customization stuff is likely to be in pro clubs too. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do that. There's literally no point in them adding it to play career and then not adding it to pro clubs when you make a player for that. There's been rumours that you might be able to use your player from play career in pro clubs. That's been debunked, so if you've heard that, I don't believe that that is true. There's also going to be a lot of cutscenes in player career. So, you know, in manager career, how you get press conferences. I think there'll be some more stuff in manager as well. So there's going to be contract offers in player career. I've got a concept image for manager career that I can show you now, but talking to the manager about contracts, talking to the press and stuff like that. And manager mode, there'll be your team talks. There'll be like after maybe you win a final about how you can progress, or if you lose a final, you've got to lift up your team and stuff like that, which is really good. That's from Footzone Central, so thanks to them. All leakers will be in the description as per usual. There's going to be a lot more deal types in career as well. There's going to be stuff like buyback clauses, buying a player and then loaning them back for the rest of the season, stuff like that. It's going to be a lot more variables when you're loaning players, which is good, because players come to you with loan to buyers all the time. One thing I want them to fix, actually, I'll do a video on stuff I think should be fixed. When you put a player as loan, you only get loan to buy offers when you want them back, definitely. I think something like that might be fixed, because apparently they're going to be constantly updating career mode throughout the year, trying to make it better, so that's a good thing that they're showing attention for career mode. You're going to see in this video there's a lot of shifting attention from EA. They're shifting attention away from one of the biggest drivers of their platform. So you can see that in a bit, but this is some good news for fans as well. You can make a female character in pro clubs now, so any female gamers out there, you can actually make yourself now. You don't have to play as a man or anything like that. That is good, because the reason people said they couldn't do it before is because it's men's and women's football, but this is a fictional league, okay? It doesn't matter really, there's no rules, it's a fictional league in pro clubs. Moving on though, we've got a massive bit of information here. It's been swirling around everywhere for a long time, and this is that FIFA 22 might be the last free-to-play FIFA, and there's a lot to talk about here with this. This came from FootDonk, who is semi-reliable. They do have some hit and misses there. FootZone Central has refuted it and said that it's not going to happen, but I can see it happening maybe later on. I think maybe FIFA 23 might be paid, but I think it has to happen eventually. PES is going free to play, that's guaranteed, and EA have talked about it a lot in the past. I think it was at the time about FIFA 18. They were talking about making it maybe a subscription-based service, or making it free to play with updates and stuff like that. So I think it will happen eventually. I don't think it will happen next year, but I think eventually it is going to happen. Of course, that is a massive point you guys can let me know about in the comments, because if it's a free to play, are they going to focus more on promos than they do on gameplay already? Is there going to be updates to career mode ever, or pro clubs and stuff like that, or is it just going to be foot that's free to play? See, there's a lot of questions about that. And yeah, the claims have been refuted by some other leakers. So there's some leakers saying it's true, there's about 2 or 3 leakers saying it's true, and a lot of people saying it's not true. So that one's a bit up in the air, okay? That's not confirmed. It is very unlikely, and I do agree with that. But we'll have to wait and see. Moving on, we have a lot of news for FUT. We're moving on to FUT now, and one of the biggest ones is Weekend League Rivals has a complete overhaul in there. The Daily Knockout Tournament is, in essence, it's back. It's a little bit different. It's going to be called something else, but it is back, basically. So if you guys don't know what the Daily Knockout Tournament is, it's how we used to qualify for Weekend League before Rivals came in, before the FUT Champs points came in. And basically it was on FIFA 17 and 18. The way it works is you had to win 4 games in a row. It was a tournament, so you got round 16, quarter-final, semi-final, final, and you had to win the final. I think you had like 2 attempts a day or something like that, and you had to win it to get a Weekend League qualification token, like you would for getting 2,000 points now. And then you could enter Weekend League, and you get entry automatically, finish gold 3. I know that's silver 1 now, but then it was gold 3. And if you didn't, you'd have to do Weekend League qualification through the Daily Knockout Tournament again. And it was quite interesting. The way it's going to work now, you'd have to win 4 games in a row. You're going to have 5 games. You have to win 3 out of those 5. That's during the week. And you have 3 attempts to do it. And the bit that I don't really like here is it's going to be skill-based matchmaking. So if pros play, they're going to have to play against other pros to try and get into Weekend League. Or someone in Div 10 is playing against other people in Div 10 to get into Weekend League. So I guess it will mean that there's a lot of variation in Weekend League, and it means that lower ranked players can get into it, but it's going to be a bit sweaty, that, and I'm not sure, like, if you work during the week, it's going to be hard to play Weekend League. Weekend League is going to be 20 games long as well. All of these leaks for the Weekend League have come from Dennis Foot Trade. He's a brilliant trader as well as a leaker. He'll be in the description, of course. It may change to 25 after they've done the beta and spoken to game changers and stuff like that, but it's likely to remain 20. So that means all of the ranks are going to be like really compressed. It's going to be like really compressed, really tight with all those. But those ranks are really important now, because if you get a higher rank, you're guaranteed better cards. There's some talk that it might be a better version of the same card that you get for different ranks, so that's pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. More information is obviously going to come for that, but that is pretty interesting, because apparently EA want to shift focus away from Weekend League onto the midweek content, and they're going to do that through a revamp of Rivals. So the ranking system and reward system for Rivals is going to be different. I'm not sure how it's going to be different yet, but you can go further. This bit's from FootZone, by the way. You can go further than Div 1. After you get to Div 1, you can carry on progressing to get better rewards and stuff like that, and into different ranks. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet. I'm guessing there might be like a pro rank, and there might be like things in that where you just get better multipliers, better coins, something like that. I'm not sure how that will work. There can be a lot of speculation. Let me know what you think down below. I know a lot of you are going to ask about monthlies as well, monthly rewards that were back in FIFA 17. No confirmation yet. A lot of people think they are going to come, but we're not sure. None of the leakers have got any official confirmation, so we're just going to have to wait and see with that. I think they probably will return, but we're going to have to wait. But with EA wanting to shift focus away from Weekend League, maybe they won't. We don't know. Squad Battles has also had a revamp, but there's no details on that. I'm probably not going to play Squad Battles apart from icon swaps anyway, so doesn't really bother me too much. Some people have also asked about trade offers. They will not be returning because EA is just too worried about coin buying and stuff like that. Something that will be changing in FUT though is price ranges. They're going to be adjusting how they work. I'm not sure how that is. They're probably going to be a bit stricter because they want to clamp down on coin transfers. So if you've got like discard price inform, it's probably going to have a lot lower upper price range than it did on FIFA 21. That's what I'm thinking there. And also our last thing, we've got a bit of a, this isn't a guaranteed leak, okay? This is from a leaker who's a bit hit and miss. Some other leakers don't believe he's right, but he's got a few things right recently. I think these are quite realistic as other hero cards that are going to be in the game. So ones that have been spoken about a lot: Clint Dempsey, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Freddie Ljungberg, Kolair, Dudek, Joe Cole we've already spoken about, David Ginola, Ivan Cordoba and Mostoivi are ones that have been spoken about by Foot Arcade is the man who has said this, and he's got some stuff right recently about footies and stuff like that coming out. He does have some reliable sources, but some people have said that he's not reliable, but that's just up to you. I think they're pretty realistic predictions. I think at least some of them are going to be in the game, definitely. I do think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is basically bang on. He's got to have one. Clint Dempsey as well. They like the American representation for the American gamers. But yeah, that's all for this news video. I am going to carry on doing them weekly. I'll have some form of FIFA 22 content weekly from now on. I can do one talking about the new hero cards and stuff like that. Let me know what you want to see. I'll be streaming next week on Wednesday as well as Friday to talk to you about the new features and stuff like that, because they're going to be doing a deep dive. So stay tuned for that. 20th of July that's on. I think it's at 6 PM BST, so it's the time that packs normally come out and promos normally start for you guys. But I will see you later. Thank you very much for watching as usual, and goodbye.